A family of Ukrainian refugees overcame unthinkable circumstances to find a home with the Collierville family. Clayton Collier has a story on how they got here.
This is a story of perseverance we could never imagine, of generosity most of us would never consider, and how two families, once total strangers living on opposite sides of the world, came together as one. They lost their home to war, but found peace in Collierville.
We decided to step out on faith and see where it took us.
Natalia Pereverza and her children are Ukrainian refugees. They came to the U.S. with little more than the clothes on their backs after Russia invaded their country in February of last year. Kate Pereverza, a teacher at Collierville High School, was kind enough to serve as translator for our interview.
The war began. It was my daughter's birthday, February 24th. I heard the war had started, but I did not believe it. I thought it was a misunderstanding.
The Pereverzas lived in Marhanets, close to the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. As Russian shelling intensified, Natalia fled with her three youngest children to the Czech Republic. Her husband Vladimir and oldest son Efim stayed behind, as men over the age of 18 are not permitted to leave Ukraine.
And there was a moment when I did not want to leave my home. And then it got scary and unpredictable.
Back in Collierville, Steve and Sheila Rice watched as the war unfolded and were inspired to help.
You know, we have this big underutilized house in Collierville. I wonder if anyone would want to come here.
They met the family last summer through a nonprofit called Welcome Connect and agreed to sponsor them. But during the process of getting them to the United States, Vladimir died suddenly after suffering a stroke. Natalia believes the stress of the constant Russian shelling is to blame. She considers her husband's death a casualty of the war.
This year, we would have celebrated our 20th anniversary. He was a good person, of course, with ups and downs, like in every family, but fate decided otherwise. War changed the life of many families. This is sad, but life continues.
In the middle of such chaos, where did you find the strength to keep going?
I do not know. I'm used to being strong. After all, I've got 4 children. Maybe we do not have the right to be weak.
We were already committed to helping them, but my wife and I realized with the father having been killed, this family needed us more than ever.
Steve and Sheila helped pay for the funeral and for their travel to the U.S. Why go through all these lengths to help someone you've never met?
Because we could, because they needed our help.
You know, the program tells you not to do some of those things because people can get taken, you know, for money. But again, we just felt we're going to keep stepping out on faith and seeing where this leads.
The first step, a 20-hour bus ride from Kyiv to Warsaw.
You know, we knew buses and vehicles were being attacked. So our biggest concern was, can they get to Poland safely?
Once in Poland, the family flew to Chicago, where they were granted entry to the United States. Sheila drove them back to Memphis, where the reality of their language barrier quickly set in.
Some silence. I think the drive back was pretty quiet. We couldn't really speak. It was a lot of Google Translate, which is time-consuming.
The entire family started English classes. The children, Rushlana, Mark, and Ignat, enrolled at Collierville schools and joined the basketball and soccer teams. Natalia is starting a job at Pfizer. Dinner. For Steve and Sheila, it's refreshing to have the house full again.
Our grandkids don't live nearby, so this has been fun for us to have them fill that gap.
We are blessed. We have this wonderful family who've come to share our home, and they're a very nice family.
It's been a really surprising relationship, I think, that we've gotten along so well.
The Collierville community wrapped their arms around the Pereverzas, donating clothes, gift cards, even a basketball hoop for the house.
What is very touching here, how people, neighbors, teachers are supportive. It helps me forget, it helps me feel comfortable. They are giving us gifts, help, and I want to thank them.
But the greatest gift has been the family they found in Steve and Sheila.
I consider them my second parents, my American parents. We live like at home, one big happy family. Steve and Sheila support us in everything. We discuss everything together, children's problems, life. I know that they will always help.
Now, getting used to a new country, and especially a new language, has been incredibly difficult for the Pereverzas. In part 2 of this story, we'll tell you how basketball has helped them adjust and how they've all become huge Grizzlies fans. Part 2 airs tomorrow night after the Grizzlies game. I'm Clayton Collier.